So welcome to the first part of a two-part series this time. In the first video, we will be focusing on the theme of potential, and in the second video, the themes of sharing and community. Pocket Monsters was created by Satoshi Tajiri, who was an avid bug collector when he was a child. But when he faced urbanization in his city, he wished to create a video game that enabled children to continue enjoying this pastime. Studying computer and software designing, he pitched his idea to Shigeru Miyamoto at Nintendo, and although the idea firstly was a little bit questioned, eventually the idea was adopted and made into the game we now know as Pokemon. In the development of this game, the company almost went bankrupt, and low sales bogged down any idea of success. However, due to people's interest in a Pokemon known as Mew, who was coded into the game, it then eventually led to great success. The main character in the series, Pocket Monsters, is known as Satoshi in the anime series, a true leader by nature, only captured in the heart of this pure-hearted boy. He demonstrates the belief that everyone has innate potential and that he will draw this out, believing in the strengths of his Pokemon where others would otherwise only see weakness, which is first seen in his relationship to Hitokage, the strayed fire-type Pokemon, which is then continued on and developed further through the story of his relationship to Hikazaru, who was similarly abandoned by his trainer, Shinji. Satoshi ultimately decides to adopt Hikazaru, training him up into a strong Pokemon, and its development is demonstrated through the numerous battles it has with its original trainer, Shinji. Satoshi embodies the mantra of seeing talents in unexpected people. And as Champion Sharona would later say, all lives touch other lives to create something new, which is seen through the relationship between Satoshi and Shinji, who continue to build each other up through their multiple battles together. So inadvertently, through their different battling styles, Shinji and Satoshi each bring something unique out in the other. So it is not that Shinji's battling style is wrong per se, it's just that it's different to Satoshi's. And this is something that he realizes over time too. Each trainer takes a different approach to bringing out the strengths of their unique Pokemon teams. And so we find that different leaders and trainers in life are able to bring out different aspects of people's personality and strengths through the way that they lead, ultimately leading to drawing out their full potential. And I dedicate today's video to my nephew. Which one, you might ask? Well, I can't necessarily mention their name on public social media like YouTube. However, I can present you perhaps with a small riddle that can clue you in. His name is shared both by a famous video game character and an Australian poet. Now I know my brother will roll his eyes when he hears this, because he firmly asserts that he did not name his son after a video game character, but only after that great poet. So props to you if you can work it out. Actually, the other day when I looked up at the clouds, I did notice how beautiful they were that day. That too linked in to show the limitless potential that is available when we set our sights high. God sees past our sin and our weakness to draw out our strengths and full potential as His creations, as we commit our lives into the hands and arms of our loving Father. So iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. And this is from Proverbs chapter 27 verse 17. And so too, as a loving Father, He puts trials in our life so that we can be refined by the fire to reach our full potential in Christ, being tested by the flames. As it says in Proverbs chapter 17 verse 3, "The crucible for silver and the furnace for gold, but the Lord tests the heart." And King David was described as a man who was after God's own heart. As he was led by and followed his Lord, he grew more and more into the man that is shaped and characterized by God's loving heart. So I say to you, young child who are watching this today, look up to those leaders and teachers placed over your lives. Appreciate them and their influence in your life. Look for ways to learn from them, grow from them, and ultimately reach your full potential. Know too that there are others out there who want to lead and guide you, together with you, and ultimately find your way forward.